Well, just to let everybody know, I went and reviewed, and here's the deal. I reposted the motherfucker. Unprivated it. Yes, there was a picture that from the back that had her dad, and two kids was 15 years old from the back. So yeah, I guess I did post a picture or show a picture of her kids. So there's that, but I put it back up. I don't believe that the screenshot showed her exact location. So and if somebody finds her by that, then they've got bigger fish to fry than I do. Or she just done them dirtier. So anyway, we'll just let me get over here and find some YouTube. We'll do one like we did yesterday. Find some crazy shit to watch. Well, let's watch these Karens.
You watch this first.
Watch this. I can show you how to get.
Here is a compilation of Karens doing utterly stupid things. This racist Karen takes a product from an Asian woman and tells her to go back to her country.
We'll just do it.
I need to apologize now. I need to apologize.
Okay.
Both are mine. I gave her one. She said, go back to your country. She said, this is how it works. She needs to take one from me. Because it's her country, not my country.
No, I said go back to where that is the way it works.
Well, Lee Slattery has been caught, hiding behind the mask, about like hiding behind the keyboard. Some people think they got that mask on. Nobody will know who they are. Well, Anya Tay, everybody's going to know who you are.
Everyone around you heard you. Go back to your country.
Did I not offer to
That's
help
what
you with
said.
loading it prior?
I said thank you, right? I said no need. I'm waiting for my dad to help me.
Okay, real quick, are you videotaping this right now?
Yes, I need to.
Can you delete the video, please?
No.
Ma'am?
No.
I will refuse both if you don't
This
delete the
is.
video.
Hey, this is what you did to me, and I have the right to tape it.
I didn't do anything to you.
She's doing something bad to me. Call the police. If the police ask me to delete it, I will. Otherwise, I cannot.
However, I'm trying to resolve this for you. I'm asking you nicely to delete the video that
I
you're
will keep the
currently taking.
videotape until the policeman said I have to delete it.
There's nothing that you need the video for. There's no crime
Yes,
being
I
committed.
do. Yes, I do. She is being very racist. Told me to go back to your country.
The Asian woman Zuna Hu was planning to buy 2 fire pits from a Lowe's store and was waiting for her dad to come help her carry them and pay. However, this Karen approaches her and demands that she gives her one of the fire pits. Originally, Zuna said, no, sorry, I'm going to buy both. But Karen tells her you didn't pay for it yet and snatches one of the fire pits from her. Karen claims this is how it works here and tells her to go back to her country. Apparently, Karen was also
Apparently something.
elementary education. The guy recording tells Karen to give the girls a break and to stop making fun of them. Karen snaps back to the cashier and tells her you should be able to a Subway cashier for being eviscerated by the internet for having a World of Warcraft tattoo on his arm. Go figure. This Karen is talking to a Subway cashier for being bad at math. Apparently Karen is upset at how much change she got back from the cashier and tells her you should be able to add and subtract. That's basic elementary education. The guy recording tells Karen to give the girls a break and to stop making fun of them. Karen snaps back saying, I don't care if you videotape me, you probably can't count either.
I can't believe people can't count back change.
I agree. You got to be able to count back change. Yeah.
Hey, Karen, do you want to stop making fun of people's knowledge
I'm
on
not making
things?
fun of people. I don't care if you videotape me.
Okay,
You
well,
probably
I'm
can't
going
count either.
I can count. I think being rude isn't going to help with anything here, Karen.
I gave her the extra money because I didn't want all that change back. And I still don't want the change back.
Well, just relax, Karen. Just relax, Karen. Everything's
I
going
know
to be okay.
it's not Karen.
Hey, you're
asshole.
acting like one. Have a good day, Karen. Being rude isn't going to help with anything, sweetheart.
Man, Rudy's gonna
and that he likes her pants.
It's back.
Protests and says, what accident? Refusing to believe that there's even any damage done to his car.
You don't want to leave an accident.
You don't.
That's a hit and run.
There's no accident.
It's back here. There is damage on the wheel wall.
Where?
That's the part that's more.
Oh my goodness. Call the cops on me and have them chase me down. Make sure you get my here. All right. It's a 97 Grand Marquis.
Okay.
Stock number 6X7 36078.
That'd be a hit and run if you
Or you could just take a picture with
leave.
your fancy ass phone, or you could spit on your car.
If you leave, that's a hit and run. I don't think you want to leave. That's a hit and run.
What is it?
A hit and run.
A hit and run. I'm not hitting and running. I'm hitting and I'm checking this, and there ain't shit wrong with this.
But you,
Is there? I'm sorry, I don't want to bring you in this, but
She clearly leaves a scratch on his Nissan 370Z and claims that it's not a big deal, and even tries to rub it out with her hand. What's hilarious is that Karen tells this guy to go ahead and call the Karens. At first, Karen doesn't like that these guys are fishing from their boat, so Karen decides to make a big splash and scare all the fish away. I guess that's one way to ruin a fishing trip.
Okay.
no more fish.
Yep, no more fish.
yeah, someone scares them away.
It's a little unacceptable, but we'll leave.
Our next Karen is upset that a giant truck is parked on the road in front of her house. Karen's neighbor is apparently doing some kind of renovation.
You guys said okay.
Move! If you don't move, I will call the police.
I've got
Do you
permission.
understand?
I got permission from email.
This is my house. I live here. Move it
I
up
live
to
here.
his place.
Buffle.
Blocking the
I
parking.
don't give a shit. Move it.
Yeah. Look, we can't move it.
Look, I will call the
I'll call the fucking cops.
cops.
Call him, don't worry. I got email.
Always does that when I speed it up. My computer just can't handle it.
So, I can't believe you have allowed them to park a heavy piece of machinery in front of my house.
Park.
All right, fine.
Park.
Fine. Do what you like. Do what you like.
Our last entitled Karen is demanding this guy as well.
Close.
You
Yeah, you heard me.
She's right on the line.
Does she do this a lot? Is she okay?
No, she's fine. The car is parked too close to her car.
Do you see your tire? Let's get
see your
serious.
tire. Do
Let's
you
get
see your
serious. You
tire?
see the line that
Do you
separates
see your
these?
tire?
Now
Look.
come over here. Come over here. Come on. This is just for fun. This is just for fun. No, come here. Look.
Having fun.
Just for
I'm
fun. Look.
having fun.
And then look at this.
Having fun. Look, your tire is right on that white line.
You need to stay within the lines.
So do you. So do you.
Oh, do you?
But look, I'm perfectly between the lines. Look, oh, I'm actually hugging this side a little too much.
I'll take a picture. I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
This insane Karen gets arrested for human trafficking, and instead of complying,
Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Back up. Back up.
Back up. Hold on. Hey, get your foot back in there. Get your foot back in there. Get your foot back in there. Ma'am. Ma'am, we're going to have to tase you. You're not going to like that.
Crazy bitch for sure.
Ma'am.
depending on where you live, getting convicted for human trafficking usually comes with a maximum 20-year sentence in federal prison. So Karen got this brilliant idea of acting possessed so that she could plead insanity in a court of law. This is such a disgraceful thing to do. Obviously she's acting, as Karen appeared totally normal at the start of the video. The officers tell Karen they're going to close the door and that if she doesn't comply, then they're going to tase her. Karen mumbles in a demonic voice that, "I don't understand you." What in the actual f***? This entitled Karen throws her drink at a group of women celebrating a birthday in a restaurant. Things quickly escalate as the girls throw their drinks and some food at Karen as well. At first I thought, wow, this Karen is absolutely nuts. However, this group of girls are being pretty loud and obnoxious in a public restaurant.
And the racing shit.
wow, this Karen is absolutely nuts. However, this group of girls are being pretty loud and obnoxious in a public restaurant.
He'll catch up here in a minute. Or will it?
At Karen as well. At first I thought, wow, this Karen is absolutely nuts. However, this group of girls are being pretty loud and obnoxious in a public restaurant.
Looks like you should have named it Kevin. What you spent your drink? What have done that? Should have threw fucking water in the hole. Well, anyway, let's go look at some bridge video. See what they're showing now.
Yeah, so Casey, according to authorities, this all happened around 1:30 a.m. Eastern time here in Baltimore. A large shipping container at that hour, it appears, based on the videos that we container at here in Baltimore. Yeah, so Casey, according to authorities, this all happened around 1:30 a.m. Eastern time here in Baltimore. A large shipping. This all. Casey, according to authorities.
They cut it out over here. Sure did. Sure did.
This all happened around 1:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Hold on.
Time here in Baltimore. Yes, okay. Casey, according to authorities, this all happened around 1:30 a.m. Eastern.
They left it there. I'll be damned. I want you to pay attention.
Yes, okay. Casey.
I want you to pay attention. So right in here, I believe it is. After the bridge, as it starts to collapse, right up in here.
According to authorities, this all.
Look right here. See the fire there? The sparks, whatever you want to call it. It dissipates, and you got a point there.
1:30 a.m. Eastern time.
You got a light back there, but it's way back there, not enough of a light to produce that.
Yes, okay. See, according to authorities, this all happened around 1:30.
The collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore on March 26th, 2024 left everyone in shock as the mega container ship Dally
right there.
2024 left everyone in shock as the mega container ship Dally
That might actually be that one light on.
Lost power while leaving port
Had one of them red lights
and crashed. The collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore on March 26, 2024 left everyone in shock
charge on the left
as the mega container ship
got you started that there.
Dally
Yeah, sure is.
Lost power while leaving port and crashed into one of the bridge's pillars, bringing down the entire The collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore on March 26, 2024, left everyone in shock as the mega container ship Dally lost power while leaving port and crashed into one of the bridge's pillars.
What it looks like to me.
Yeah, so Casey, according to authorities, this all happened around 1:30 a.m. Eastern time here in Baltimore. A large shipping container at that hour, it appears. Yes, so Casey, according to authorities, this all happened around 1:30 a.m. Eastern time.
You shed a little bit on that one there that allowed that to go ahead and collapse. And by doing that, broke the counter lever to this.
And here in Baltimore,
right there,
a large shipping.
You want to see two explosions over here on this side, right in there.
Eastern time here in Baltimore.
Yep.
Eastern time. 1:30 a.m. 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 Eastern
here in Baltimore, this all happened around 1:30 a.m. Eastern time. Eastern time here in Baltimore. A
So there's that. Anyways, like I said, you can see the 3 explosions, detonation charges on that one video. Let's scroll on down here and see what we see here.
This is one of the most fun and safe ways to earn an extra $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
Good
Print on
video. Now you can see fire and smoke bellowing off here. The smokestacks for the engine room are back here. Electricity goes out. Cars in there. And so you can't see that smoke now. Lights come back on, and you still can't really see the smoke. You see a little bit better there. But for some reason, it starts kind of getting pixelated and shit there. Lights back on. And notice how weird the back of it looks here. Because right back in here, there's a smokestack for the ship off the engine room. This right here, this dark spot you're seeing here is actually smoke. There's a fire or something up here on that, according to what I can see on other videos there. And there's a fire right in here just behind that light. And the grayish look there underneath that light is probably smoke too. But all the moments I see this vessel making, this barge or this container ship, ain't a barge, it'd be a container ship, they're lining up on the fucking pole. They ain't trying to miss it. Lights, like I said, they're on. You can see the smoke. Here's the smoke out of the stacks back there. All right, they turn. You see the front of the ship turning? Well, they want to be on this side of it, not on this side of it. That puts that nearly right in line with that motherfucker. And you can see they're pouring it on, and they're still turning the ass in, and they got no chance of missing it there. You can see some of that smoke there. It'll go black again. All right, right there's where it went black. And from this angle, you can't see the glow right in here. There's other angles that show a glow right in this area of the vessel. And now then, you see, it looks like it's just now popping back that way. The ass end of the vessel. This is the ass end here, which really puts that more in a straight, nearly a dead, right there. See, they got no power. You got a glow there. And this right here is just lights. because I watched this a couple of times and I thought the lights had come back on, but some of these other lights here, and you can tell by the way it changes. But this one here just gets brighter, and I guess there's a light right up here. Maybe. But see, they're nearly dead center of that motherfucker now. Right there is the fire. Right there is the fire. And notice how this goes to a weird, almost animation look. There's a moment of impact. You're going to see a charge go off right up here. Maybe the lights did come back on one more time. There's that charge there. And there's another charge off over here out of the view of that one. Let's see if them lights kick back on. No, that still ain't power. And that's still a reflection, I do believe, or the fire itself. And then here you see an explosion there. You see a little bit there. There's another one there. And that's back away. Now let's put this motherfucker into fast play. And so you can still see charges being set off on the back side of it over there. There's some fire to there, some fire to there. Explosion right there. Another one there. So, see if we can find another angle. Because it takes seeing all of these angles to...
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from Stream.
That motherfucker's gliding along. It's moving at a pretty good clip. That's the last truck you see come from the other side. See the smoke pulling out of the stack, digging, turning that front that way. Power is out. That don't look like a light to me. If anything, I think it's a reflection off of one of these lights up here. It's like the whole ship just set sideways because there's still the back end of it right there. Charge. See them? Like I said, there's a charge that goes off right there. And then one right here. And then one right there. And I'm sure somebody's going to argue, well, no, that's just light from the stress, being released and the metal and, the energy and the light. And I don't think so. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Because between the congestions in the ports and whatnot of California, because of all the bullshit laws that they throwed on truck drivers and stuff, our harbors are already pretty backlogged and all that other shit. And the attack was meant to cripple the U.S. economy. And those perpetrated by the same motherfucker that pulled 911. So, there's that. No, there really ain't no getting away from that. Well, I mean, I guess you can, but but I'm not real sure how. And think you're an intelligent person if you do. Well, I'll let the dramatic video of the Russian ship collapsing play for just a minute. I gotta check on the. Oh. But anyway, so there's that. I didn't see what we had going on here. I probably made it watch too slow. That was all normal. That's fucked up. Drone footage, there's a crane there. Looks like a guy in a basket right here. Off of that crane. Yeah, there's a basket there. Something cutting or plasma, something going on there. Okay, there's a guy there that ain't in the basket. I say fake. Let's watch it again. Do we even see the guy outside the basket? They're cutting there. Surely that ain't the guy cutting, is it? Nah, hell no. It couldn't have been. Nah, that's fake as fuck. World's biggest train reaches Baltimore. See what it says here. Well, you damn sure want to have a hold of that shit, that's for sure. big ass fucking torches there. Enough of that. So does everybody still think this was an accident from China, the one that holds the contract on most of the debt of this country? See what happens to this dumb motherfucker. That was kind of stupid.
Crews are trying to assess what will be a painstaking effort to clear the wreckage of the fallen Francis Scott Key Bridge and retrieve the bodies of 4 workers killed in that collapse. So how will this process go? Joining us right now to talk about it, the Director of Operations at Sal Ocean LLC, a marine survey and salvage company, Captain Mark Martin. Captain, good to see you. I mean, this is a colossal task, right? I mean, when you see something like this, the debris field, I mean, it looks very overwhelming to figure out how to clean up what is 4,000 tons of debris, twisted steel, murky cold water. There are other dangers that we can't see. So what is the approach to this cleanup effort?
Well, safety is going to be in the forefront of everyone's mind.
It's always about safety, isn't it? Always about safety, isn't it? Always about safety. Safety this and safety that. Now, well, if they're going to be on safety, then shouldn't they have not built a bridge like that, or run a ship into it, or blowed it up? Living life is inherently dangerous, but what they're doing is they're seeding the sky, they're feeding the sheep, they're lying to us. I believe this is linked to the same people that done 911. If you can even find original footage of it on Building 2, you can, without a doubt, 110,000 fucking % see demolition charges going off underneath them things. And as a building's coming down, you can watch the charges and you can see it. And anyway, and just like you can see charges on this ship going off. But anyway, let's let it roll.
Would expect that they will come in, the barge and crane, at least one of them are on site already. I would expect that they would come in and clear out the channel first, which means they're going to have to cut all those pieces up into the size that the crane can manage, load onto a barge, and then take them to wherever they're going to dispose of them.
And let's stop there because that's the hardest part, right? I mean, when you talk about cutting up portions of the bridge, we've got the murky water, you've got divers who have been in the water to try to assess and all at the same time locate the bodies. Things move.
Now, you really trying to say that with all the updated gear you got, sonar and all that other shit, you can't track that shit, and it's all so hard. We went to the moon in the 60s, but we don't have the technology anymore. We built this bridge in the late 70s, and we just don't have that kind of technology anymore. Are you buying it yet?
That kind of water and the current. So let's talk about the cutting up of the pieces before that big, large crane that's in place can do anything, lifting any of those pieces. How will that happen? How are these big pieces cut up into smaller pieces to move?
With torching.
They're going to.
Okay, hard enough this dumb shit that I can handle from that one. Oh, here it is. Here's where it leads to.
Sometimes the only thing more difficult than running a business.
Good afternoon. Before I leave for North Carolina, which I'm doing in a few minutes, I want to speak briefly about the terrible incident and accident that happened in Baltimore this morning. At about 1:30, a container ship struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which I've been over many, many times, commuting from the state of Delaware either on a train or by car. I've been to Baltimore Harbor many times. And the bridge collapsed, sending several people and vehicles into the water, into the river. And multiple U.S. Coast Guard units, which are stationed very nearby, thank God, were immediately deployed along with local emergency personnel. And the Coast Guard is leading the response to the port, where representatives from the Federal Highway Administration, the FBI, the Department of Transportation, the Army Corps of Engineers, as well as Maryland officials and Baltimore Police and Fire. They're all working together to coordinate an emergency response. Officials at the scene estimate 8 people were unaccounted for were unaccounted for. That number might change. 2 have been rescued, 1 without injury, 1 in critical condition. And the search and rescue operation is continuing for all those remaining as we speak. I spoke with Governor Moore this morning, as well as the Mayor of Baltimore, the County Executive, both United States Senators and the Congressman. And my Secretary of Transportation is on the scene. I told them we're going to send all the federal resources they need as we respond to this emergency. And I mean all of them.
Now, is it just me, or does Biden sound better, sped up quite a bit? Yeah, we're going to send all the federal resources. Well, this is just, fuck, the federal government ought to pay for it, you cocksucker, as high as you run up taxes and shit. Oh, Jesus, you fucking retarded motherfucker. I'll be glad when your term is over.
Federal resources. And we're going to rebuild that port together. Everything so far indicates that this was a terrible accident. At this time, we have no other indication, no other reason to believe there's any intentional act here. Personnel on board the ship were able to alert the Maryland Department of Transportation that they had lost control of their vessel, as you all know and reported. As a result, local authorities were able to close the bridge.
We're going to rebuild it together. What a terrible accident. And y'all fucking behind it.
Traffic before the bridge was struck, which undoubtedly saved lives. And our prayers are with everyone involved in this terrible accident and all the families, especially those waiting for the news of their loved one right now. I know every minute in that circumstance feels like a lifetime. You just don't know. It's just terrible. We're incredibly grateful for the brave rescuers who immediately rushed to the scene and to the people of Baltimore. I want to say we're with you. We're going to stay with you as long as it takes. Rush to the scene and to the people. We're incredibly grateful for our prayers are with everyone involved in this terrible accident and all the families, especially those waiting for the news of their loved one right now. I know every minute in that circumstance feels like a lifetime. You just don't know. It's just terrible. We're incredibly grateful for the brave rescuers who immediately rushed to the scene and to the people of Baltimore. I want to say we're with you. We're going to stay with you as long as it takes. And like the governor said, you're Maryland tough, you're Baltimore strong, and we're going to get through this together. And I promise we're not leaving. Here's what's happening now. The search and rescue operation is our top priority. Ship traffic in the Port of Baltimore has been suspended until further notice, and we'll need to clear that channel before the ship traffic can resume. The Army Corps of Engineers is on the spot and is going to help lead this effort to clear the channel. The Port of Baltimore is one of the nation's largest shipping hubs, and I've been there a number of times as a senator and as a vice president. It handles a record amount of cargo last year. It's also the top port in America for both imports and exports of automobiles and light trucks. Around 850,000 vehicles.
All right, I'm done with Biden. I couldn't imagine listening to that motherfucker at normal speed. That was 1 3/4 speed. Now then, let's talk about something a little closer to home then. We actually have had a collapse here, and one was stuck by a barge that broke loose just the other day.
In Florida County this afternoon, a barge was hit on a bridge, Highway 59, causing the road to shut down temporarily. 5 News reporter Parker Abels was there and has a reaction from a witness.
The broadside of the bridge there.
Saturday afternoon around 1:20 p.m., a barge ran into this bridge on Highway 59 in LaFleur County, forcing the Oklahoma Department of Transportation.
And it's a long way around if you live south of Salisal or in Podo, Spiro, any of that. With that bridge closed, it's quite a ways around. And but now a few years, what was it, 20 some odd years ago, there was a bridge collapse at Eufaula in Oklahoma.
To shut it down for a little over 2 hours. Dayton Holland was out fishing with her dad and boyfriend when it happened and walks us through what she saw.
And look, just to check on the barge, and it's really close to the bridge. And I was like, Dad, I said, is it about to hit the bridge? And he's like, no, I don't think so. And he turns around and he looks at the beach ball, and then he looks back at the bridge, and he was like, oh my God, yes, like it's about to hit it.
One of the more shocking things to Holland is where the barge hit.
And it was crazy to me that it hit it like in the middle of the barge. You know, like it wasn't the side of the barge. It wasn't, it was going dead for it.
And when the barge hit the bridge, she said, it sounded like a gunshot.
Initial hit was very loud. It sounded like gunshots going off, which was another scary thing. We never heard anything.
All kinds of shit going on.
When the barge hit,
Now,
they broke apart from each other.
They did.
Some went downriver and some went towards the bank.
But all in all, she's just glad that everyone is okay.
Just so thankful that it didn't break the bridge. I couldn't imagine if it would have been, cars would have been going off. Initial hit was very loud. It sounded like gunshots going off, which was another scary thing. We never heard anything, and when the barge hit, they broke apart from each other.
think that's the way you spell it. Apparently not.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up your...
Barges towed by tugs are a common sight on the waterways of the world. So much so they are often overlooked in the amount of damage that they can cause. An important thoroughfare across the Arkansas River would collapse from a bridge strike by two barges pushed by a tug. The disaster showed the responsibilities of such users of rivers and will result in the loss of 14 lives, 11 injured, and a 580-foot section of bridge plunged into the river below. Imagine driving across a bridge only to have it collapse below you. Definitely the fuel of nightmares, but likely something that you will never experience. However, in a May morning in Weber Falls, Oklahoma, United States, this very scenario would play out, putting a spotlight on the risks of waterway transport. Sadly, the event would be due to an unknown health condition of the boat's captain, but regardless of the cause, it shows how vulnerable a bridge really can be. Scarily, the collapse wasn't in the early part of the last century, but instead within living memory just over 18 years ago. Today I'm going to rate this disaster here 6 on the patented plain difficult disaster scale. This is due to it being deadly but not having too much in regards to environmental implications or long-term health effects, apart from the obvious mental trauma of the survivors of the disaster. Our story starts in 1967 with a newly constructed I-40 bridge spanning the Arkansas River near Weber Falls. The I-40 bridge is a twin-girder continuous span bridge consisting of 13 concrete sections that were 7.5 inches thick, supported by
Well, today marks 18 years since the I-40 bridge collapsed near Weber's Falls. It was May 26th of 2002 when a towboat pushed two barges into that bridge right there, collapsing a 500-foot section into the Arkansas River. Cars and semis plunged into the water, resulting in a total of 14 deaths. Today, a memorial statue stands on the riverbanks to honor those lives lost.
With silence on the line, leave that rodeo bum behind. Let's just watch a bunch of different bridge collapses. You want to?
This is incredibly scary. Okay, we're backing up. We're backing up. Just right here, live on TV. We saw the road.
That is the voice of Fox 46's Amber Roberts. She and photojournalist Jonathan Monte reporting live on air last month when the bridge on which they stood collapsed in Alexander County. They were just feet away. So we took this video to the Department of Transportation, who is responsible for the upkeep of this bridge, as well as bridges across the state. Our Amber Roberts live this morning with the response.
So what we got here?
How do you take 20,000 children in the middle of New York City without anybody seeing? They are being put into buses. They are given certain clothes. Some of them were taken out in boxes. You can call them crates. You can call them caskets of dead people, although they were live children in there.
It's 6:01 in Minneapolis on a scorching hot summer afternoon. The I-35 bridge runs north-south across the Mississippi. Opened in 1967, it's one of the busiest in Minnesota. A workhorse built for punishment, the I-35 is a truss bridge. Made of steel beams joined together to form two large trusses resting on 4 concrete piers. It's a strong load-bearing bridge that carries 8 lanes of interstate traffic.
Damn, 8 lanes.
What nobody knows is that the bridge is fatally weakened, and each extra car is taking it closer to catastrophic collapse.
I am creeping forward, just like car
Yes,
length by car
bunch of
length.
guys.
I got to probably about the middle of the bridge, and there was a really loud clank.
I could hear the actual sounds of failure, of mechanical failure, loud, cracks and breaks. I'm thinking, this isn't good. I've got to get off the bridge.
But time runs out for the drivers on the bridge.
Look.
The bridge collapses, taking 111 vehicles with it. It's as though someone...
Damn.
The bridge collapses, taking 111 vehicles with it. It's as though someone has just kicked the...
Because my car...
This wave of concrete to come and take your life.
Because my car was nosediving, the water just came up through the engine and through the ventilation system and right up into the cabin of my car. So by the time the car actually settled and stopped moving, I was drowning.
I thought that was it, for sure.
Shocked by multiple casualties,
The weight that this bridge has ever had in its 40 years.
Now the 111th car rolls onto the bridge, and it's the final straw.
I see waves of
Mississippi
concrete lifting
ain't
up cars and dumping some of them over into the river. I'm waiting for it to come to me, and we all go down as one.
My car doesn't actually really stop moving until it lands at the bottom of the Mississippi. I was drowning. I had to get out of my car out. I assumed that I was one of a handful of survivors at best.
Meanwhile,
Holy smokes, I've got to go help. Hearing people, and the screams from the school bus is what I hear. Holy smokes, I've got to go help. A couple seconds later, there's probably 4 or 5 adults. We took the kids off the school bus and handed them down to individuals that were on the river road.
the collapse takes a grim toll. 13 dead, 145 injured. Minneapolis is a city in shock, and a city looking for answers.
I've thought a lot about that. I've thought a lot about who put that concrete there, who measured those gusset plates, who was that inspector who took a picture of that vent gusset plate.
What's the next thing that's going to break? Can I trust anything anymore? How do we make sure it doesn't happen again?
Just 10 weeks after the I-35 was destroyed, construction of a new bridge begins across the Mississippi.
In September 2008, the new I-35 West St. Anthony Falls Bridge opens.
It's a symbol of doing what we can to put the past behind, yet never forgetting the people that were impacted by this and still are impacted by this.
Wow. Baltimore Silver Bridge disaster.
It's 1928, and suspension bridges are being built all across America. New designs and new materials make for rapid construction. This is the Silver Bridge, crossing the Ohio River at Point Pleasant, West Virginia, on its opening day.
My father was vice president of the corporation that built the Silver Bridge. It was a wonderful time to be a young American boy. The Roaring Twenties, they called it, and America had never been as prosperous. They just thought nothing but the best in the future, and a wonderful time for America. The St. Mary's Citizens Band marched at the opening of the Silver Bridge. My father and mother went to that opening, and it was supposed to be a very gala event, but unfortunately right in the middle of the parade, to have some rain, and everybody was running and trying to get out of the rain, that dampened the fervor of the thing and the historic impact of it.
Shortly after work commenced on the Silver Bridge, another bridge, almost identical in design, was constructed.
The bridges were both painted with an aluminum color and described as a beautiful silver color. Although the St. Mary's Bridge never lost the name, the High Carpenter Bridge, it always had that, never alluding to the paint at all. But the Silver Bridge was very proud of that silver sheen that they got from their aluminum coat. And when the bridge was even repainted, every time, so far as I know, always silver or aluminum, but always referred to as a Silver Bridge. But the word aluminum and the fact that the Silver Bridge would be painted aluminum, I think had more of an impact on the psyche.
Bridge fell in less than 1 minute, with the loss of 46 lives.
I couldn't even describe what the noise was like. But I realized that maybe something had hit the bridge, and I decided I wasn't going to cross it. So I threw the car in reverse, and as I was backing, the car stalled on me, but it kept going. And when I was able to get it stopped, the bridge had fell in front of me, and my wheels was on the ledge here.
But what was the cause? Was it an accident, carelessness, or inadequacy in the design?
Yes.
The problem couldn't just be that this bridge was a suspension bridge using I-bars, because that was a known technology with many contemporary examples. The city of Pittsburgh has 3 suspension bridges spanning the Allegheny River. Known collectively as the 3 sister bridges, all employ I-bars in their suspension chains. They were constructed at much the same time as the Silver Bridge and are clearly still standing. They do, however, have a marked difference in their design. This one is the 6th Street Bridge. The I-bars are configured together in clusters, meaning that several I-bars are used to form each chain, and so the failure of any one I-bar won't precipitate a collapse.
1.5 inches, so you had that ½ inch of
time of construction, along
plant.
Until, that is, the 2 arms met, and the whole structure annealed mild steel, which is susceptible to corrosion, like many steels. Also, each I-bar contained high levels of tensile residual stress from the manufacturing process, and that residual stress could be significant at the points where the eye-holes were drilled out. A combination of tensile stress, a material like mild steel, and the corrosive environment of a bridge.
Any video of that one?
It's coming for the shore. Let's see. Oh my god. Oh my god. I got it. It's coming for the shore. Let's see.
I wouldn't call that really a water spout. The thing is, you see it coming, fucking run lateral to it, not away from it.
Oh my god.
I think that. You know the deal. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. And go fuck yourself some more. All right. Out. Eat a dick, bitch.